here live at GreenBiz 25. I'm joined here by Simon, who is the co-founder of IntegrityNext. Simon, welcome to GreenBiz 25.
Thank you. It's good being here.
All right, so IntegrityNext is a supply chain platform, decarbonization platform. So tell me more about what does that mean? What data insights do you offer customers?
Absolutely. So when we founded IntegrityNext, basically, we wanted to build a network, and we were able to build the largest sustainability network in the world because we wanted to enable companies to access a huge amount of data on their suppliers' performance, on sustainability, environmental, and carbon aspects in a way. And that only works if you're really able to engage with the suppliers, make them take part in it, and give them also the benefit of having the advantages of a network. And that was the core of the idea. And what we do with that, with IntegrityNext, is we'll give our customers across various industries, manufacturing, financial services, access to thousands, millions of companies where they can basically see how well do they perform in a sustainability perspective. Yeah, it's like a LinkedIn-style network where companies promote their sustainability performance. Yeah.
All right, so it's like the social media network for decarbonization.
That was the trend at that time, honestly. Yeah. I mean, it was 2016. We said, if you really want to engage many organizations, it has to be that network kind of style approach. It was a little too progressive, I would say, in 2016, because especially the medium-sized companies we built that for, they at that time, they said, well, there's not so much pressure to do something in that area. So the big companies started with us because they said, we have 20,000, 40,000 suppliers, and we need to understand more about them. But I would say the last 3-4 years have been quite significant also, that it trickled down into the medium-sized organizations where they also want to understand more on their suppliers. Yeah.
Okay. So 2025, what are the biggest challenges that your customers are facing?
Yeah, I would say we're in a little bit, regulatory challenging environment. Yeah. So we have on the one side, we have the regulatory framework that is still quite pushy and demanding in a sense of you have to comply with regulations, right? You have to do some of the checkbox exercises to be okay, yeah, from a business perspective. On the other side, the huge trend, and I think that is still something to continue, is that businesses understand that sustainability in supply chain also means, on the long run, to build a sustainable business, right? If you know a lot on your suppliers and you know how they perform and you know which implications are where in which parts of your supply chain, it makes you more resilient. Yeah, and that trend, especially in an environment where there's more trade barriers, where there's more kind of, I would say, movements, still is super relevant in a way. Yeah, so regulations, as well as reacting with a sustainable business and knowledge on your suppliers, I think those are the two key things what we see with our clients. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a space where policy and regulation is changing very fast. There's a lot for companies to keep up with.
Yeah.
So for the rest of this year, what are the trends or policies that you're going to be keeping your eye on?
Well, I think for sure we have in Europe, we have a very strong regulatory framework that is also, again, a little bit in the changing. We have in the US a lot of regulations even being pushed up, although in the public discussion it's always said we're going to lower it. But there's a lot of mechanisms like UFLPA, like also carbon kind of tax perspectives that will become more relevant and more dominant. And I think the good thing is that we as a company, we look at those regulations and we constantly adjust our platform onto those things so that our customers have less to worry about. Because ultimately, most of the organizations, they do not have big departments who are capable of looking into all of those regulations and then constantly adjusting their mechanisms on how to track their suppliers on it. So that's part of what we do. Yeah, and I would say US is interesting. I think we really, as Europeans or as US, we have to be careful because there's a lot of movement happening in the Asian market as well. Energy prices are very low in some regions of China already, yeah, with like 1 cent per kilowatt. So I would say we should maybe not just look into ourselves a little bit, but think at this from a global perspective. And we try to support this heavily with a network in them, which are more than 2 million companies in more than 190 countries, And we see it's a global phenomena, no matter what the European Union or the US Trump legislation has in mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up. This is a global problem, global perspective, global solutions.
Exactly.
All right, Simon,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining me.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you at the conference.
Thank you.